So as I was saying to everybody, Chris, you've got a long, really long history. Um, it's primarily in the area of major events, but in Chris' illustrious career, he's worked all over the globe. He's worked with different territories, different organizations, international organizations, as can seen by his CV. So, there's anyone best placed to look at the way in which risk management and governance, communication, leadership is deployed within the industry, then there's no better person that I would like to bring to your attention than Chris Iddon. So, without so Chris, if you'd just like to give a quick précis of some of the international events that you worked on, and we'll start off with how you find the aspect of governance and the control of governance, particularly around meeting the client's expectation, as well as potentially the attendees in regards to risk and risk management.
Yeah, it's an interesting subject that is, it's interesting when it goes wrong. Let me qualify. If I look back to when I first started on major international events back in 2006, 2007, governance was almost non-existent. The client almost didn't know what they wanted, and they were being to a certain extent guided by suppliers, and it was often not until the late stage in a project that you discovered that there was a difference between what you were trying to do and what they actually wanted, or what they thought they wanted at the end of it. It was really, really challenging. Now, what's happened in between then and now is that things like governance have become much more formalised, and people understand a lot more, what they mean, and that's because, I suppose, global events in particular are big money. They are attracting a world audience. And I think the pressure is on, particularly organising committees, to make sure that they say what they want, and they very, very clearly manage their own budgets. Now, we all know, particularly if you look at the London Olympics, for example, that there's a significant difference between what people say things will cost and what they actually cost at the end of the day. And I think that you can take it as read that very often part of that is the fact that people are trying to, first of all, they don't understand what the final requirement will be, particularly when you're talking about the needs of athletes and audience, meeting current local legislation, that kind of thing. But also, there's a very, very conscious attitude amongst the people that put the initial costs together, that if it all sounds too expensive, they're not going to get an okay either from the licensing body like the International Olympic Committee, or from national government, who ultimately are going to pay.